just like to welcome everybody in the house tonight and everybody online. The usher is passing out the envelopes for cash giving in the house, and those of you online, we have the 3 buttons for your tithe, teruma, and digital missions. Tonight I'd like to talk to you about being committed to God. I have a couple examples. The first is Psalms 119, 65 through 72. Be good to your servant, God. Be as good as your word. Train me in good common sense. I'm thoroughly committed to living your way. Before I learned to answer you, I wandered all over the place. But now I'm in step with your word. You are good and the source of good. Train me in your goodness. The godless spread lies about me, but I focus my attention on what you are saying. They're bland as a bucket of lard while I dance to the tune of your revelation. My troubles turned out all for the best. They forced me to learn from your textbook. Truth from your mouth means more to me than striking it rich in a gold mine. When we are committed to God, we want to live our lives the way he says to. Then all the troubles will turn out for the best. And the troubles will teach us what God says about the troubles and how to handle the trouble. And I have another example. It is Acts 5, and it's 1 through 8. It's a story about Ananias and Sapphira. But a man named Ananias, his wife Sapphira, conniving in this with him, sold a piece of land, secretly kept part of the price for himself. And they brought the rest of the apostles and made an offering of it. Peter said, Ananias, how did Satan get you to lie to the Holy Spirit and secretly keep back part of the price of the field? Before you sold it, it was all yours, and after you sold it, the money was yours to do with as you wished. So what got him into you to pull a trick like this? You didn't lie to men, but to God. Ananias, when he heard those words, fell down dead. That put the fear of God into everyone who heard of it. The younger men went right to work and wrapped him up and carried him out and buried him. Not more than 3 hours later, his wife, knowing nothing of what happened, came in. Peter said, tell me, where are you giving this price for the field? Yes, she said, that price. Peter responded, what's going on here that you connive to conspire against the spirit of the master? The men who buried your husband are at the door, and you're next. No sooner than were the words out of his mouth than she also fell down dead. When the young men returned, they found her body. They carried her out and buried her beside her husband. Ananias and Sapphira thought they were committed to God, but the enemy was able to influence them by lying about the amount that the land was sold for, and because they lied, it cost them their lives. As I was thinking about this today, I was wondering if Ananias and Sapphira were actually committed to God, or were they committed to be like the others who were selling their land and giving everything they had. If they were really committed to God, as we read it in Psalms, then they would have known that because they owned the land, that they weren't even required to give a tithe on it, because there was no increase when they sold it. And the offering would have been a free will offering. So any amount that they gave would have been fine if they would have done it with a glad heart. And they would not have died because of it. So I personally think that they were just trying to be like everybody else and give because everybody else was selling their land and giving all they had. One area of our lives that we need to be committed to God in is the area of our tithes and offerings. The thing to remember about our tithes and offerings is that God is not commanding us to give them so he can get our money. He is commanding us to give them so he can bless us for our obedience. As God said once before, there's only one thing that we can give him that he doesn't already have, and that's our obedience. And today, I don't know if we would actually die if we did this to the Lord, but it would definitely put us out from under his covering, which is actually a form of death in itself. So, Father, if there's any offerings, we bring them up. Father, I just thank you for your word tonight. And I just thank you that if any of us are deceived, if Satan has any of us deceived, thinking that we are committed to God, but we are not, I just pray that our eyes are open, that our eyes are open and the deception is made known so that we may change our minds and turn around and go the other way. So I just thank you for it tonight, Father, in the name of Jesus.